Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Another big breaking story in Washington today is the decision of House Speaker Paul Ryan not to seek re-election come the midterm elections in November. His announcement that he wanted to spend more time with his family came as a surprise to his Republican colleagues in Congress.
This has been one of the two greatest honors of my life. The job provides incredible opportunities. But the truth is, it's easy for it to take over everything in your life. And you can't just let that happen. Because there are other things in life that can be fleeting as well. Namely, your time as a husband and a dad.
Well, why did he go, Kylie?
Well, there are any number of possible explanations, but I think possibly the most likely one is that these midterms are beginning to look particularly treacherous for the Republicans, and there has been a bit of a stampede of senior Republicans toward the exit door in the past few months. He is a very important figure here for the party, so I think it will come as a real shock to lots of people that he has taken this step. He was the bright young thing, a future leader, spoken of certainly in those terms for many years.
And of course he is admired for the fact that he got this enormous tax break for the very richest segment of society and industry in this country.
In that sense, I think he leaves a happy man. I mean, he's been campaigning for those kinds of corporate tax breaks for many years here, and he got that through under the stewardship of Trump. Now, some would say that he's also paid a fairly high price to work and serve under President Trump. There's been lots of suggestions that he is, in a way, has become one of the most effective apologists for President Trump, refusing to criticise him even as the deficit has blown out enormously. And that is Paul Ryan's reason for being, worrying about, demanding more kind of fiscal conservatism, and all of those kinds of ideological core principles, values of what we thought the Republican Party stood for have been eroded under President Trump.
Well, Andrew, because you're still with us, Andrew Sullivan, it's a victory for Trump, actually, isn't it? I mean, he wins here. I mean, he's got somebody who promised a bit of a roadblock to him on other issues gone.
I don't think Paul Ryan has ever been a roadblock to Trump in any fundamental way. I think that's what's been revealing about him. He's not a leader. He was too weak. He didn't actually stand up as the head of the co-equal branch of government to this president. And he has presided over what he's always wanted to, which is he doesn't really care about fiscal balance. The Republicans have lost that for a very long time. They care about reducing taxes regardless of the debt. And what we've now seen as he leaves, his real achievement is simply unparalleled future debt that the CBO outlined just this week. I mean, vast trillions of dollars added to our debt with no means whatsoever of recovering it, except for tax increases, which are coming.
Well, can we sort of try and bring all this together? We have Trump in sounding pretty serious trouble with the lawyers, certainly with the Assistant Attorney General, and by implication with the Special Prosecutor. We've got this resignation of Mr. Ryan, and we've got, of course, everything else that's happening with private
Syria.
matters and Syria.
And Syria, yeah. We have, in some ways, this is the perfect storm that we've all been worried about. We have an increasingly unstable president who's now fired most of the people capable of running this country around him, who is lashing out because he has been found, his lone lawyer has probably been found guilty of a serious crime, at least suspected of a very serious crime, paranoid, and then confronting a major foreign policy crisis, possible conflict with Russia over Syria. This is, and in fact, intervening in Syria, a country he campaigned to stay out of. So we have chaos. We have chaos at the center of this city, and we have chaos at the center of this country, and that's a very dangerous thing for the world in general.
Well, it makes it hard to report this city and indeed the implications for the world, is it not, Kylie?
It's incredibly difficult to divine. I think certainly you would have imagined that because of the popularity bump, if you can describe it in those terms, after the Syria missile launch a year ago, you might expect that from a PR perspective, the president would prefer to keep other stories on the down low for a few days in order that he enjoy any appreciation that he's awarded on account of his taking action in Syria. But at the same time, that's really not clear. Perhaps he'll fire Bob Mueller tonight. Perhaps he'll fire Rod Rosenstein tomorrow. I mean, we are living in this kind of constant present, this constant unease, and it's very difficult to know what comes
We're
next.
going to have to lead the perhaps, and thank you very much indeed,
So welcome,
Andrew
John.
Sullivan. Good to see you.
I've been getting